What's up, Peak Timers? This is my top 10 cars of all time. I've got all of them in 1/64 scale to show you, and then I do have 5 honorable mentions. Let's go ahead and get started with my number 10 position, which is the Mercedes G63 AMG 6x6. It's the only truck / non-car on this list, but I've always loved the 6x6. I think when it came out, it was just an absolute crazy of a car. And yeah, this is it right here. And this one does have some moving pieces on here. And the actual model that this is from, or the brand that it's from, is right there, Era Cars. So it's an Era Cars one. So if you're looking for this particular one, it's by Era Cars. Wasn't that expensive, maybe $20 or $30. It does have the opening doors, and then it does have the opening front hood right there, so you can see that's supercharged V8. But I don't know, I just always really love this car. They're not fast or anything at all, but they're meant to go off-road and just look absolute crazy, and the road presence that they have is just crazy obnoxious of a car. So I really love these 6x6s, and that's in my number 10 spot for top 10 cars of all time. And we'll go ahead and put that right there. Number 9, Dodge Viper, and this is the original Dodge Viper RT10. I loved the RT10 when it first came out. That was kind of like when I was a kid and I went to car shows, and the Viper TV show they had, most people haven't even heard of it, but there was a Viper TV show, and I just really loved the Dodge Vipers. I got a ride in a yellow one when I was younger as well, and I just absolutely love them. And to this day, they have not really gained value in real life like crazy. Like, you can still get these for like maybe $30,000 to $40,000, which is crazy for a V10 supercar with like 400 horsepower. This is the retooled Hot Wheels variation of it. So they retooled this one last year, I believe it was last year or the year before, and it's just it's a great looking model. It looks way better than the previous variation that they came out with. But the Dodge Viper I really like. The RT10, my favorite. The GTS I would probably put as my second favorite for Vipers. I never really liked the SRT10 model year, but then the new ACRs and all that I do like. So, but the original Dodge Viper RT10, nice one in red right there, I really do love. Next, in number 8, it is the Buick Grand National, or GNX, or Turbo T. Those are kind of they're all basically all the same cars, but the GNX, made popular recently with the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show when he had a GNX in there. But I've always loved Buick Grand Nationals because, well, I have a lot of experience with them in real life because my dad had one growing up. So I actually took my dad's Buick Grand National to my prom. That was my prom car. I never took a limo or anything like that. I took my date in a Buick Grand National, and it was my dad's car, and I just love them. I think they're so cool. They're turbocharged V6s, but they sound really good. They sound like V8s almost. And the GNX variation, they made, I think it was 547 of them, and they were specially tuned, and they're just like the more exclusive variation. They're super cool. I love Buick Grand Nationals and the GNXs and the T-Types, Turbo Ts. They're just all amazing cars, and that's in my number 8 position right there. And moving on now, you'll see a lot of supercars. You'll notice I really do like supercars and hypercars. If you guys watch my channel, you do know that. So in number 7 position, it is the Ferrari LaFerrari. Yes, I love the Ferrari LaFerrari, or LaFerrari. They're just so cool. I mean, this was a part of the Holy Trinity that came out, and just a beautiful looking car. I love the technology. I love how they just look modern even today. And yes, the Ferrari F80 just recently came out, but I think the LaFerrari looks better, sounds better, obviously with the V12, not a V6, but just a beautiful car. This is a Hot Wheels variation, and from what we've heard, we're gonna get new releases of the Ferrari LaFerrari in a Hot Wheels variation, so stay tuned for those. There it is on the bottom, specifying LaFerrari. 2013 was when this casting was created right there, released I think in 2014. But yeah, just a beautiful car. Love the LaFerrari, love the sound of them in real life, love the look. Quick interruption to let you guys know that I have a ton of Hot Wheels for sale on the Whatnot app. If you haven't used the Whatnot app before, it's a great opportunity to sign up. If you use my link down below, I will give you a $15 credit towards your first purchase. It can be purchased from me or from anyone else on Whatnot. And Whatnot is a great online live auction app, and it also has an online marketplace where you can buy, obviously, Hot Wheels, as well as a ton of other stuff. It's just a great platform. It's where I buy most of my Hot Wheels now. I buy shoes on there. I buy tools on there as well. Just an all-around great platform to use. I'd highly recommend it. Use my link down below. Get $15 off. Back to the video. Speaking of hypercars, how about the fastest one in the world? The Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. The original Super Sport one, right? Well, original. I mean, the fastest car in the world right now. So the top speed of 305 miles per hour when Bugatti released that video a few years ago. And I always loved Bugattis. I think they're just the top of the top as far as hypercars. Extreme. They're very dailyable and just crazy looks, crazy sounds, crazy quality, just great history to them. And I think the Chiron Super Sport is kind of the top dog right now as far as road cars go, with the crazy top speed of these ones. And then just look at the interior of this one, just really cool. This one is from Pop Racer, or no, Poster Cars. This is a Poster Cars one right here. So there's Poster Cars Chiron Super Sport 164 scale. So we got the real rider wheel tire combination on there, but just an amazing car. Love the technology of it, love the look, love Bugattis. So the Chiron Super Sport right there in the number 6 position. Going on to our top 5, we've got another Ferrari, the Ferrari 812 Competizione. Yes, a newer Ferrari, a newer V12, front engine V12, but I love the look and the sound of these cars. I think it's like peak look as far as V12 front engine Ferraris. The new 12-cylinder Ferrari, I don't like the look of it, but I just love, like, especially that rear end, the window slats right there. I love the tire lettering that they have from the factory, the tire lettering on the car. This one is from Barago, I believe it is. Let's look at the bottom right here. So 812 Competizione from Barago. And this one does have some opening parts as well. So we'd have the doors that open up on there. Quite good detail on this one for a Barago. I don't think the hood opens or anything like that on there. But yeah, the 812 Competizione, love it for a V12 Ferrari. It's my favorite V12 Ferrari, I will say. But definitely a special one. Values of these ones in real life are going crazy. They keep going up, and they're gonna keep going up. It's a limited Ferrari. All right, top 4 now. We are going on to a Lamborghini. My favorite Lamborghini of all time is the Lamborghini Aventador SV. Yes, not the SVJ, the SV, the original SV. I think the SV sounds better than the SVJ, and also I think the wing on the SVJ looks a little too fake. And the one on, yes, I mean, the Aventador SV does have a wing, and it's a crazy wing too, but it doesn't look as weird and fake as the SVJ variation wing. So yeah, the SV, the original SV, like I said, also, I think it sounds better in real life. I think it's a more pure V12 sound, whereas the tuning on the SVJ kind of takes away from the pure V12 sound. But yeah, love it in this blue color. Just a great Lamborghini. It's definitely my favorite Lamborghini of all time. I mean, followed closely by the Murcielago SV. I really like the Murcielago SVs. I mean, if I were to pick my top 2 favorite Lamborghinis, it would be the Aventador SV and the Murcielago SV. I think they're both great. But as far as best sounding V12s, this has got to be the best sounding Lamborghini V12 of all time. Absolutely love the Aventador SV. That's in our number 4 position. Going into the top 3, I think everybody might be able to guess at least the number 1 position. If you follow my channel, you'll definitely know what number 1 is. That's not going to be a surprise to most of you. But number 3, McLaren P1. Absolutely love the P1. It's, again, part of the Holy Trinity cars, and you can see I do have 2 of the Holy Trinity cars on the list. The LaFerrari and the McLaren P1. I really like the P1 though. Great sounding V8. Yes, it's hybrid. And I think it's, as far as design goes, this is a Hot Wheels variation in case you're wondering. So I'll flip it on over so you can see the Hot Wheels variation. But yeah, actually, maybe I didn't show you the variation of the where this Aventura SV came from. This one was a Kyosho. There you go, Kyosho one. So I forgot to show you guys that. We'll show you there, right there. But the P1 is a Hot Wheels variation. This is yellow. They made a ton of different color variations of the P1 in Hot Wheels. So definitely like 20 plus variations. I'm gonna have a video with an update on that of all the variations. But I love how this one's parked in race mode. So you see the wing up. And again, yes, best designed car or best designed hypercar of all time, I think, is the McLaren P1. I just love the look of it. I love the sound of it. I love the performance. I think it was peak modern McLaren. There is the W1, there's Speedtail, and all those ones, which they're still cool, but they're just not as cool as the P1. I love the P1. That's my third favorite car of all time, right there in number 3 position. And then we'll go into our number 2 spot. It is a Ferrari. You guys know I love Ferraris. We already have 2 Ferraris on the board, but my favorite Ferrari of all time is a V8. It is the Ferrari 458 Speciale right here. Love it. Naturally aspirated V8, the Ferrari 458 Speciale. Love, love, love the look of it. I think it was just such a good designed Ferrari. And I think the improved front end on it, like the regular 458, I never thought the front end of the regular 458 was good looking. And then the Speciale came out, and then they have that flat plane crank V8s in it, and it's peak Ferrari right here. I love, love, love the 458 Speciale. Great design, great sound, the best sounding V8 car of all time in my opinion. But there it is, the 458 Speciale. My favorite Ferrari of all time. You guys know I love McLarens, I love Ferraris, I love supercars, but that's the best Ferrari ever created in my opinion. And that's in my number 2 spot. And in my number 1 spot, I'm not gonna slow roll you here, guys, but it is the McLaren F1. Is my favorite car of all time. Again, if you follow my channel, you'll know that it's forever been my favorite car of all time, and it will forever be my number 1 car of all time. V12 for the Ferrari right here. Oh, also, again, I forgot to show you that the 458 was by Kyosho as well. There you go. There's Kyosho for the 458. But yeah, V12, BMW sourced engine, the fastest production car from 1992 all the way up till I think it was the Koenigsegg Agera that beat it just slightly, but it's still the fastest naturally aspirated, non-turbo, non-hybrid, non-supercharged engine. It's the fastest naturally aspirated car of all time still. It's just great. It looks awesome. It's got such high collector value in real life. This one is done by Mini GT, as you can see in the bottom, but just it's peak car right here. It will always be the greatest car of all time. I love the McLaren F1. There it is. That's my top 10, but let's go on to some honorable mentions, cars that are meaningful to me, cars that I still love, that didn't quite make our top 10 list. And the first one is like the only modified car, I'd have to say, on our list, and it is the Ferrari F40 Liberty Walk. I love this one. I love the F40. The F40 is such a cool car. The last Ferrari that Enzo had any input on as far as creating before he passed. And then Liberty Walk came along, and they recently made the Liberty Walked Edition F40. I think it is the coolest looking car. If you guys see my profile picture on YouTube, this is one that I have pictured with it. I think it looks absolutely amazing. Just such a cool looking car right there. Liberty Walk one. And this one is done by Eno64. So if you're looking to get the Eno64 variation of it, you can do that. There's several different color variations of this one as well. I've got a couple of them. The black one, there's a white one as well. But I mean, red for Ferrari. That's definitely going to be the best one right there. So yeah, for as far as honorable mention goes, that's going to be one of them. And then my next honorable mention is this one right here, 1971 Ford Mustang Mach 1 429. Reason being, this is another car that I grew up with. My dad owned this one as well. So he owned a Grand National. He owned a 71 Mustang. And it's one that really got me into cars when I was a kid. This one is done by, I can't remember, what is this one done? I don't know, you guys can read it down there. Is it M2? It might be M2. But There it is down there, Real Riders on here. The engine opens up and you can see the nice engine on the inside right there. But again, the 71 Mustang Mach 1, I think it's just the coolest Mustang ever. And my dad had the exact one like this one in black and with the silver striping on the side and the silver down below. And it's just a really cool car. It just means a lot to me as far as me growing up and being into cars. I remember going to drag races with my dad and we took the Mustang and it just sounded so cool. And I remember my dad stopping on the road and then just gearing down and just taking off, and just the cool sound of it. So yeah, 71 Mustang 429 right there is definitely in my honorable mentions. Next honorable mention would be the brand new Corvette C8 Z06, not the ZR1, not the ZR1, but the Z06. The reason why, I mean, it has to go with the fact that I feel like the C8 Z06, they kind of wanted to imitate the Ferrari 458 Speciale. They wanted that flat plain crank V8, and then they wanted a cool looking car, and I think they did an excellent job. I love the C8 Z06s. It's one car that I'd really like to own in real life. It's got all the modern technology. It's got the best sound of a V8. It's reasonably affordable for the performance that it offers. And it's just a really cool car. I also love the fact that you can take the roof off of it, so you can kind of have it as a like a convertible almost, or if you want to get the hardtop convertible, you can. But I just love the Target roof on these ones as well. But yeah, C8 Z06 Corvette is definitely an honorable mention. Absolutely love them. This one is done by Mini GT. I'll show you the bottom right there. There it is, Mini GT. Real Riders on there, so they did an excellent job at that one. Love it in the yellow as well. Yellow, my favorite color. This is honorable mention number 5 or number 4 would be, yes, an EV, the Tesla Model S Plaid. If you disregard all the political stuff going on with Tesla right now, the Tesla Model S Plaid, I think it's just an engineering marvel piece. Like, it is so fast, beats hypercars, beats supercars, one of the fastest accelerating cars in the world, and it's a 4-door family sedan at a very, very reasonable price for what it does. Like, I mean, these things are, I mean, they're tanking in value in real life as far as the used market goes. You can get, I mean, it's a 1,000 horsepower car you can get for like 40 grand in the US. So a crazy value for what it offers. I think it looks cool. I think it's compared to a lot of hypercars and supercars nowadays just for how fast it is. And it's just an engineering marvel piece, I think. The Tesla Model S Plaid. That is an honorable mention car right there. And my last honorable mention car is probably a lot of people I've talked about recently that I love Porsches, but I don't have any Porsches on my top 10. But as far as my favorite Porsche of all time, it is the 993 GT2. I love the Porsche 993 GT2, and recently we just got the announcement that the HotWheels Elite 64 is coming out with a 993 GT2 Evo. I absolutely cannot wait for that one, to get that one in hand. But this was the 2-pack variation that was released recently, and it just looks beautiful. In yellow, of course, absolutely love it. So there's your Hot Wheels Premium down there with the Real Riders on there, but just an insanely cool car in real life. It's like I think it's peak Porsche. I think it's just peak Porsche. I love it. I love all the newer Porsches though too, but the 993 GT2 is just such a cool looking car, and that's honorable mention car number 5. So it's kind of a top 15 list, but it's mainly for my top 10, as you can see right there, and those are my honorable mentions down below. But yeah, you guys let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of my list of my favorite cars of all time? And let me know some of your favorite cars of all time down below as well. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.